Alright guys, I'm gonna try this again. So, um, this is a +9 Altar of Fangs. I just want to talk a little bit about what my plans are this season. So, I'm gonna be maining a prop paladin this season. Um, just want to switch it up. So this key was interesting. My goal is for the end of the season is to just reach my 3,400 that I aim for. I'm not in a big rush for it. I am rating too, but I'm only rating as Ret, not as Prot. Mainly because it's pretty difficult to find tank spots in WoW these days for some reason. So anyway, and sorry, I'm tired. This week I've been running a lot of keys, mainly because I want to try to get ahead for the next phase of Burning Crusade because I'm not sure if that's going to eat up my time or not. My raid leader seems to think that we're still going to be kind of just logging in once a week kind of thing for raid, but just in case people are going to need runs and stuff like that in TBC. Um, so this Altar of Fangs was on. A lot of people don't like this dungeon. I don't mind it. I think the majority of it is pretty straightforward. The hardest part is probably the last boss, but only because a lot of people don't pay attention. There's a lot of like soak mechanics this season, and there's a lot of people who just tunnel vision a lot of it when they're doing like they'll go in a beam that somebody's already standing in, and then one beam won't get soaked, and then you wipe. People not kicking, which is another reason why I like playing Prop Paladin because I have access to multiple interrupts, so I can kind of like carry the group, so to speak. Um, Pally's not the best heal, best tank right now, but I don't really care for what the content I'm doing is totally fine. This poll was a little rough. I probably shouldn't have pulled so big, if I'm honest, but it is what it is. Um, I'm trying to working on my routes and stuff, and I'm trying to kind of perfect that. That death was on the warrior. He just stood in the poison beam. Um, yeah, I don't know. So that's kind of the bare bones plan. I'll probably do a video like once a week, just talking about like what I did for the week and how far I got. Right now, my Mythic Plus score is 20. I think I'm 2,300 or 20, almost 2,400. It's not, it's not bad for week one. I'm quite happy with that. It could be better, but I'm totally fine. Considering I mainly pug, I don't mind. Um, as long as I hit my 3,400 by the end of the season, I'm usually pretty good about it. Trying to do it a little faster than normal, just because I want to kind of get it over with while before the good players quit playing the season. Because typically, your better Mythic Plus players tend to quit playing after right around the time that they uncap crests. People, that's about the time that people start to like stop playing the game. And I know last season when we were in a situation where people weren't like logging in as much, keys got rough. Pretty tough. Even your 12s that were pretty simple to do started to be a little bit of a chore. And for me, I don't ever want to play this game and feel like it's a job or a chore. That's not why I play video games. So this poll, you just want to kind of make sure that the high evolutionists get kicked. I was happy with the route I took in this run because uh, I got exactly the count I needed and I didn't go over. And I skipped as many dangerous packs as I could. not a lot of skips you can really do this season. But you know, it is what it is. Now, something interesting happened. So you can see like damage is pretty good. Like our obviously the in-hand shaman was doing really well, but like you'll see in a minute, he disconnects and never comes back. Right here, he stays in that corner and he never comes back. So I was fine with calling the key here, but the DPS were convinced that we could finish it. Um, and as a tank, I do a decent amount of damage. I have my 4-piece and things like that, and I think I got a little bit lucky with gear drops than most people. I have my 4-piece. I think my item level is like 306 now, something like that. And right here, I was like, well, I'm gonna pull this pack, and then when the boss spawns, I'll just I'll wait. So here, the only really scary mobs here are the evolutionists. So they do two things that you really want to watch out for. So they have an envenom, which excuse me, does a lot of damage and it poisons. And then they do a cast that um, lets them evolve, and if they evolve, they get tougher, they get more armor, and they will also oh, sorry, they will also like do a mass envenom. So you want to avoid that. So the only way to stop it is to stun them or use like a disorient. This guy, only really problem this guy is he does a atrophy spell. Needs to be kicked, but he does it like 3 times in a row. So as a paladin, I can rebuke it and then I can shield it, and then hopefully one of the DPS. So here you want to just break the tether, summons a bunch of little ads. I don't know. I don't think these guys have a threat table, if I'm honest. I think they just kind of fixate on people. Um, you get him down, and he goes back to his human form. More the same. He does a poison spray as soon as he charges. It's a fine run. Honestly, like that thing needs to be kicked. That atrophy thing, because if it gets off, he just poisons everybody, and it really really hurts. So, um, the rest of these guys, I was really impressed with them. Like you see, like the balance druid's doing really well. This fight is kind of great for balance druid, but yeah. So I do keys on Fridays with some friends that are just for fun. So here you want to kick these guys. So if I had a fifth, honestly, I would have pulled everything because we had so much damage. But this is fine too. So you just do 2 at a time. Not because they'll kill you from damage, but because that there's too many kicks that need to happen. You need to be able to kick the envenoms, and then you stop them from evolving. So we go ahead and pull this. Now, after this pack dies, I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna pull these 2 melee mobs that are at the top of the stairs. I'm gonna pull them with this mini boss. They don't really do anything and they don't hurt that much, and I have plenty of cooldown. So here you'll see if we kill them, I'm gonna let the DPS click on all the totems, and then I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna grab these guys and I'm gonna drag them over here to the serpent here. And I can just like passively cleave them down. These little snakes have no threat, so it doesn't matter what you do, because they're sitting in my consecrate and they're just it doesn't seem to matter. So there we go. Now, if you're thinking about playing prop paladin, I want to emphasize, I don't really have a preference either way on the hero talents. I think they both are good. Lightsmith I like a little bit more, and only because it benefits the group. So I can be like a support tank instead of just raw damage. Templar does do more damage though, so if you just want to do big damage as a tank, um, Templar is great. I mean, you do a lot of damage as a tank, and you get a lot more absorbs and stuff like that. So, you know, I wouldn't say that you're tankier, but and as Lightsmith, you get a free weapon imbue, so you don't have to buy oil. So, take that for what it is. Here, the Chosens they're the prior target here, so you just want to like leave down these little melee mobs. And then I'm going to come up here. I'm going to pull these guys. I'm going to pull that guy in with this. Here, these primal serpents, they absolutely need to be interrupted. That piercing hiss thing is very scary. And I'm paying attention to my Divine Toll, which is basically an AoE interrupt. So I'm watching for that. So I'm using my other kicks in the meantime. And the warrior and the warrior's doing good, but we only have 2 melee kicks, and that's me and the warrior. So I had to kind of prep for that. I would preface that if you want to play a prop paladin, you really got to be able to get used to, like using your blessings and stuff. So I pull those melee mobs up over there. I pull them in with this group here, and this should give me exact count. Honestly, I think this dungeon is the hardest of the season, but not by much. It feels like a very easy season. Challenging enough to where it's going to be tough, but not too challenging to the point to where it's undoable. It's definitely doable. There's a lot of poison in this one. There's a lot of kicking and interrupts and stuff like that. So, this boss, okay? So, what he does is he will poison channel 4 beams. They need to be soaked, right? So, what you do is you stand in the way. Here's me being stupid and like not doing it, but you want to stand in there, absorb it. You get a stack of this poison that, in order to get rid of it, you need to wait until he uses bloodletting. So every time as a tank, it's really easy to lose your stacks, but everybody else needs to get hit by something physical. Here, I'm like trying to get my holy power up so I can be res. I hate that it requires holy power. So they need to get hit by that spinning thing, but not the axe throw. If they stand in the axe throw, they'll die. So, and as you can see, like for this fight, like everybody's doing fine. This place was nerfed, but I don't know if the nerf has taken place yet or it's going to happen on a reset. But yeah, as you can see, like everything's good here. The really crappy part, though, I gotta say that I'm not thrilled about is that we do time the key. And usually when you time a key, 2 people get loot. Well, Blizzard must predetermine who gets loot when you first start the key, because only one person gets gear in this place, and it's probably because that shaman DC'd. So if the shaman would have stayed, he would have gotten loot from here. I hate that. But yeah, so that was that is Altar Fangs on 9. Not super impressive, but 4-man in it. I was happy with that. So that's all I got, guys. So I will see you guys soon, and I will do another update here in a week. Next Friday. All right. Bye.